Here with Tennessee Tech head beach volleyball coach Zach Weinberg in his second season. Coach, you're entering the second year of the whole program. Kind of tell me, what can you guys gain from last season that kind of helps you guys going into this year?
Yeah, last year our season motto, I guess, if you will, was set the standard, because we had no idea what to expect and it was all brand new. And we needed to kind of set this jumping off points for us to really get this thing underway. And now as we go into year two, we've changed it to raise the standard. We have this expectation now of, okay, here's what the season will look like. Um, Here's how matches will go. Here's what we can expect when we get to a competition. Like, all of those things were brand new. We had no beach only players and no players that had ever played this collegiately. So it was a learning experience for everybody, including myself. And so now that we get into this year, it's we know what we're walking into every time we walk into it. We know what it takes to win in the OVC. We know what it's like to compete at the top of the lineup, what it's like to compete at the bottom of the lineup, what kind of players we need in both. So we just know things now. It's not a surprise, and we have a better idea of our competition and what their capabilities are. And so we're just going into this year with a lot more information that we can use to just aid in our season and make sure that we're training things and getting ourselves prepared the right way, and that we're not having wasted reps and wasted time leading into those. So that's the biggest thing we're taking into this year, of just that knowledge base of, right, here we go, we know what to expect now.
Okay, so you definitely talk about the expectations. How about the players and with them and their mindset, and have they been a little bit more excited heading into season when they make a transition? Once January hits, all of a sudden it's beach season. How's the mindset changed for them?
Mindset's great. There was a lot of talk even during indoor season about beach season. It's just something that excites them. They really enjoyed year one out here. They enjoyed the wins. They enjoyed the losses. We kept getting better and kept learning. So they were really excited to see how their games expanded coming into this new season. And we started in late January after we got past the great Cookeville freeze that most of Middle Tennessee had. And so we've been outside, and just that excitement of getting into it was there because they wanted to see how their games grew and sort of the jump that they made from year one to year two. Because ultimately, I mean, it's true for them that now they have the expectation too, because they're the ones that played it, and so they know now what it takes, and they were excited to get out there and sort of start raising their standard as well. And they're itching to compete. It feels like we've been practicing a long time before we get the chance to play somebody next week. But they're ready to kind of show how their games have evolved and show that we're a better product than we were last year. And I thought we had a great season for year one last year, but they're excited to build on that and show that we have learned a lot in that last year.
Well, Coach, can you actually elaborate a little bit more about your thoughts of the upcoming season? And you talked about what what it's helped prepare you. Now, what are your thoughts about the 2024 season?
We're really excited about it. I think we've put together the right kind of schedule for a second year program. We're heading back to a tournament that we started our season at last year. We're starting our season there again this year with some common opponents that beat up on us because they were better teams than us, and we weren't ready for them. And so now, again, with this expectation of walking in, hopefully we can compete a little bit better down at the Berry College tournament. We've added a pretty brutal tournament. It's at South Carolina, the University of South Carolina. That's going to be the most challenging weekend we've had in our program's existence, and we scheduled it for that purpose. We've got a year under our belt now. Let's go see how some teams that are more established, and South Carolina's in the top 20 almost every year. Let's play them. Let's play North Florida, who's always in the conversation in the ASUN. Let's play EKU, who had their best year ever last year, and let's play New Orleans, who was almost in their conference championship game. So we're going to push ourselves going into OVC play, because it's only going to prepare us for conference play. And then once we get into OVC play, we have that expectation of we know what it takes to win. And so Yeah, I'm excited for our schedule. I think it's going to help us build in the right ways. I think it's going to prepare us for conference matches and the 10 regular season duels that we have that really mean a whole lot for our season and getting the seeding for the tournament. So I'm excited about the way our schedule shook out. I'm excited to see us compete starting next week, and yeah, I think we're going to be a much better product, and that's really exciting.
Coach, last year, obviously, as you're going through it, you're doing a lot of mixtures of trying to find what are the better pairings or who works well with each other. How much going into this season is there more of a set, maybe mindset of who's going to be together or so on, and or is there still going to be filling out? But talk about some of the pairings that you're putting together as well.
Yeah, it's funny because if we were to play tonight, I don't think we have a single pairing that was together last year, and that's a good thing because we our games have grown. We've got a new player into our program, MK Roberts, who comes in with a good deal of beach experience. She played it a lot as a junior, and so she's new to the collegiate beach game, but she's not new to the sport, and so she's sort of made her impact felt so far in some of our practices. But the great thing about year one is we got to watch them all learn, and everyone learns at different paces. And so the indoor players that were all coming over, some picked up on it really fast, then sort of plateaued a little. Some started slow and then really kicked up. So that the mixture of pairs was just a byproduct of everyone learning at different speeds, and it was who made sense at that time. Now that everyone has this jumping off point of here's what we know, we started at a higher point, and I think we're seeing some of those maybe delayed learners start at a higher point, and now they're great to play together. So a pair that we've got rocking so far is Maddie Isringhausen and Bella Powell. Both played middle to top of the lineup last year with some mixed results. Maddie almost exclusively at the threes, but Bella started the season in the fives and at one point was in our ones and then finished in the twos. So she ran the gamut of where you can play. And the two of them together is just, it's the most athletic pairing we can throw together. And they're long defenders, and they're super athletic, and they're good attackers. They both are outside hitters indoor. So they come with that complete sort of game. They're used to attacking. They're used to playing six rotations and blocking and defending, and their games translate well outside. So that's one that we're really excited about right now because they just complement each other really well, and I think their ceiling is crazy high. So that's an exciting new pairing. I think Skylar Boom will be, at or towards the top of our lineup again because she was there almost all last year with a good bit of success. And some of the familiar faces that were towards the top, I anticipate continuing to be towards the top of our lineup. But with whole new pairings, it's exciting to see how they're continuing to work together and grow. So we'll see. I mean, I tell the team that obviously nothing is set in stone. Pairings will change a lot. That happened a lot last year. I anticipate that happening again this year to some capacity, maybe not quite as often as it was last year, but we definitely have some that we're, I think, pretty excited about seeing what they look like against another team.
Coach, finally, just if you had that one thing, what's that one thing that you could say, this is what the team needs to basically compete for maybe an OVC championship this year?
Yeah, I think we've got to use our athleticism for good. I think we're a very athletic bunch, and it's fun watching us kind of fly around and do things that maybe just from an athleticism standpoint, other teams can't replicate. But we need to make sure that we're not making too many errors trying to do, things a little athletically and just, make it keep the simple sometimes. Now that we know what shots score, and we know, where we need to be better and things we need to avoid. We hit so many balls to the middle of the court last year and just got swallowed up by our opponents who just ran it right back at us. We just know now. So we need to use our athleticism to enhance our game, and then just keep getting better at beach volleyball. If we continue to improve like we did last year, then I think come April, end of April, when we go into Moorhead for the OVC tournament, we're going to be in a really good spot, regardless of what our seed or regular season looked like. So as long as we just continue to use our athleticism, is a good thing. Keep getting good touches on the ball and grow as players. I think we'll be in a good spot to compete for those 3 days in April.
Well, terrific. Coach, we definitely appreciate your time, and we wish you the best of luck this season.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.